Many people are either travelling to see loved ones this long weekend or looking for new places to explore. The Kruger National Park is among the popular choices for a visit and is expected to welcome both local and international visitors over the Christmas and New Year holidays. Park management says daily quotas will once again apply at the entrance gates. That's for day visitors. Let's talk more now about this with SANParks spokesperson Phaahla. Mr. Phaahla, a very good evening to you on this Christmas Eve. Let's begin with the situation in the Kruger as far as bookings. Have you seen a lot of that?
Good evening to you, Tembagile, and to all the viewers. And may I take this opportunity to wish everyone a happy festive season and that it should be a safe one. We have seen a lot of cancellations at the onset of the Omicron variant, especially from our overseas visitors. So the accents from all over the world are being missed at the Kruger. But obviously, South Africans have taken advantage of that, even though the uptake hasn't been that good. But we do have people who are visiting the Kruger and certainly are having a blast of a time looking at some of the posts that we have seen on social media platforms.
So you're seeing a lot of domestic bookings. How will the lack of international bookings, or lower, shall we say, international bookings affect you?
Well, it does affect us in a way because we rely on tourism revenue to conduct our conservation efforts. And the past 2 years hasn't been easy. We've had government come in and give us a little bit of money to be able to carry out our conservation efforts. But SANParks has always relied upon itself to come up with an operating budget. So we need all the support that we can for our tourism activities in order to generate income. But we know that we're not the only ones. The tourism industry has been hard struck by the past 2 years and the onset of this pandemic.
And in terms of rates for people who are still undecided, am I right to say at a place like the Kruger, you basically have price ranges to accommodate perhaps not all, but most categories?
We have 3 types of accommodation. We have a safari lodge, which we recently launched about 2-3 years ago. It would be your 4-star hotel type accommodation. Then we have chalets, where you can book a chalet if you are a family, and that can set you back about 2,500, 600 for a long weekend. For 3 people, that will be basic accommodation. And then we have camping, where that one has been very popular. Ever since the onset of this pandemic, we have seen 100% bookings at our camping sites. So those are the 3 types of accommodation. And in August, we did launch a special for people to book upfront, and they can enjoy a 40% discount from all our parks.
Mm-hmm. And the daily quota system for people who are day visitors, how exactly does that work?
It is a management tool, Tembagile, because we want to give a good experience to everybody that comes to the Kruger. And also in line with the COVID-19 protocols, we have to keep the numbers to a minimum so that we don't overwhelm facilities like your ablution blocks, your restaurant and all of that. So we have 3 time slots that people can book, and it's always advisable to book online. We have the first one, which is at 5:30 up until 7:30, 7:30 up until 9:30, and the final one, 9:30 throughout the day. Mm-hmm. So we just look at the number. Every gate has got a different quota numbers. Kruger Park, Paul Kruger Gate, for instance, would have about 350 cars in the first stint, and then they will cut off people. But given that there's been a lot of cancellations, we haven't been able to implement that. But it is something that is operational, and we do observe it. And one of the things that we appeal to people because of this current situation is that they should be patient at the gates, because we have to do the screening, we have to take the temperatures, and people should always comply and assist our colleagues who are at the gates.
Mm-hmm. Just broadly then, we've spoken at length about the Kruger National Park. How many options do you have spread out across the country? And I want to ask again about the issue of pricing, because as you were just reflecting, because of COVID, times are tough. Many people looking for the cheapest or free option. Do you have many of those?
We do have many of those. Maybe those people who like the water, they could look at Ochrabis. A lot of my colleagues from the Kruger, funny enough, have been moving to Ochrabis just to go and look at the splendor of the waterfalls there. So it's one of those popular ones. The Ado Elephant Park, it's also one area where people can go, and the prices, as you say, are very competitive. We have Mokala in the northwest, where you get all the rare species. If you are a person that likes wildlife, you can go there, and it's a very small park, but you can see all manner of species. And the pictures that have come through are really amazing. Even though we've had average rains, the bush is thick, but people are still continuing to see a lot of animals. And then you can go to the garden route, which is also one of our most popular parks. We have several parks along the garden route, and people have been enjoying it. And of course, the Table Mountain National Park is also a good one. In the Free State, we have the Golden Gate Highlands Park, and there we also still have accommodation for people who have late plans to make.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. Phaahla, spokesperson for South African National Parks. Thank you.